Coming up on this episode of Design to the Nines, we're going to be knocking off this holiday arrangement from Pottery Barn, and we're going to be doing it for about 10% of the cost. If that sounds good to you, stay tuned. Welcome to Design to the Nines. I'm Natalie Callahan, and if this is the first time we're meeting, welcome to my channel where I teach you the skills you need to renovate and decorate your own homes, and we try to do it on a budget. If that sounds good to you, I'd invite you to stick around by hitting the subscribe button below, and make sure you also hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my episodes. So I want to get right into it. This is the first of 2 episodes this week. Today's episode, I'm going to be knocking off a Christmas arrangement from Pottery Barn. I got a lot of good feedback on my peony arrangement from Mother's Day, so I wanted to knock off another overpriced floral arrangement from Pottery Barn, and that's what we're doing today. I picked up this vase at Hobby Lobby. It was 50% off. Now, when you buy something from a craft store, never pay full price for it because it's either going to go on sale. If it's not on sale, they also have coupons. So whether you're shopping Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, or any of these places, just make sure you have all the coupons available to you and save some money. But this is going to be our foundation. The first thing I have is this beautiful velvet Amaryllis. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby, 50% off. This is kind of a low arrangement, so we're going to clip it where we think, and if you're not sure, always better to clip it a little bit longer and then trim it down, especially when you've got a stem this long. And this has kind of got a thick stem, so I'm going to actually take a box cutter and kind of cut through this exterior part, just because it is so thick that we need to kind of give it a little help. This is going to be a beast. And that is too tall. Woo! That might be the hardest part of this whole project, is cutting through that ridiculously thick stem. It's about 6 inches long, and it should fit into your vase about like that. We are going to tuck in some of these tiny red flowers, and I actually got these at the Dollar Tree, so hopefully you'll be able to find something similar. If not, just kind of look around to see what you can find. It kind of echoes a similar filling as the Amaryllis, and so we're not going to use any of the greenery, just some of the red flower, and we're going to just set that in there and try to get as much of the stem as you can. Just clip it all the way at the bottom and kind of tuck that in. And it kind of nestles next to the Amaryllis. So like the Amaryllis, I had a really hard time finding some holly and berries. I did find a couple of options at Michael's, but I ended up getting these ones from the Dollar Tree because I only need a touch of them. It comes on them with some pine cones. I'm not going to use the pine cones because that really wasn't in the original arrangement. So I'm just grabbing off these holly and berries just to add that little touch. I picked up these picks from Michael's, so I kind of shopped all over. You don't have to go shopping all around. You could probably get most of what you need at Hobby Lobby for this project, and so just substitute with similar items. But for the sake of the dupe, I really wanted to try to find it as close as possible to the original. So now I got these picks, and they kind of had like some really realistic looking pine and some other greeneries, and we're going to set those kind of like on the outside of the arrangement. And just to amp up the variegated effect, I'm going to use some of this greenery that I got at Walmart that I had sitting around in the house. Kind of mix it in with the holly and berry, and I think it'll do. Then of course, the final touch, the Magnolia leaves. Simply pull it apart into 3 separate pieces. Make sure you kind of bend out the leaves a little bit. That looks good. And we're going to just tuck some of that in there. And make sure you keep referring back to the picture just to see how you're doing. So we are done arranging our floral arrangement, and I think it turned out great. But before we finish it off, I wanted to really quick tell you about Antique Candle Company, who I've recently partnered up with. And they sent me these candles that are amazing. So this one is called Tree Farm, and it comes in the traditional jar as well as this beautiful blue one that has just such a beautiful color to it. I have to be honest with you, I am not the biggest fan of like pine or tree scented candles, but this one has me changing my mind. It smells so good. So if you already like tree scented candles, you're gonna love this one. Then they also sent me this little Christmas set. All of these smell so amazing. Cinnamons, peppermints, all the traditional smells of Christmas. You are gonna die over these candles. If you're interested in purchasing them, I'm gonna put a link below. No pressure, but they truly are amazing. So now it's time to put together our fake water resins. So we're gonna be using this quick water product. So we're gonna take both of these and we are going to dump them at the same time down the side, trying to avoid air bubbles. You don't want to mix it too fast because it can create bubbles. So we're just going to mix this slowly for 3 to 5 minutes. Now we're going to take our arrangement and very carefully lift it out. And I'm just going to hold it in my one hand. And then we are going to take our resin and avoid hitting the sides. So I'm actually going to turn this way and just get it in the center. And all these little teeny tiny air bubbles will hopefully settle down. I'm gonna just go ahead and set that down. Hopefully it doesn't get too messed up, because what I want to do is try to get every little last bit out. And this would probably work better in a narrow container. So if you have a narrow container, go ahead and use that. I just kind of grabbed what I had on hand. Pick up our arrangement, set it in. And then when you're happy with how it looks, you just let it sit for 10 hours while it cures. Our holiday arrangement knockoff from Pottery Barn is done, and I'm really happy with it. I've got about $25 into it, which is actually still a little pricey, but it's a really high quality arrangement. It would make a beautiful gift for somebody, or an arrangement that you could use year in and year out, and therefore you can justify the little extra cost. You could get a similar look by substituting flowers, using some more stuff from the Dollar Tree, maybe not using as fancy of a vase, or maybe you'll even get lucky and find one at a thrift store for less money than I spent on mine. Those are all things to consider when you're doing this. Also, one way to save a lot of money is to get rid of the water kit. Even with using a coupon, it's about $7.50. It doesn't make it as permanent, but it's another cost-saving tip for you. So those are all just choices you need to make. It just brings a little bit of holiday cheer. So I'm really excited about it. So at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I was going to be doing 2 episodes this week. So stay tuned for Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be launching the Ultimate Christmas Wreath playlist that I will be co-hosting with Jennifer from A Little Bit of Calm and Crazy, and it hopefully will be a one-stop shop for all of your Christmas wreath inspiration. It's going to be a blast. And then next Monday, I'm going to be also co-hosting another collaboration, Christmas ornament. So if you liked this episode, hit that like button, let me know. And then if you haven't already, I'd invite you to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on all of the holiday fun and all of the fun that we have all the time here on Design to the Nines. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.